Becky Bowels!
Okay, so before we start, how many of you have taken phytoestrogen complex and had good experience? Oh, good. Okay, how many of you have never taken the phytoestrogen? Okay, how many of you men have taken the phytoestrogen? Let's see, one hand up. Interesting. So, I'm going to talk about this lovely product now. Hopefully we'll all really get excited about it. So I have to do this because these are all my notes and I can't do this together. So there are three types of estrogen. There is the estrogen, the kind our own body produces. Then there's what's called xenoestrogens, and then there's the phytoestrogens, which are the plant estrogens. Now this is as scientific as I'm going to get, because I like to bring it to a level where you can all understand. Anybody that needs it more scientific, please go home and do your own research, because I'm keeping it as much as I can really basic so you don't get confused. So that's it. Estrogen is a hormone. So, xenoestrogens, what are they? Well, first of all, xeno means foreign. And what are they and what are they doing? They are literally everywhere. We are swimming everywhere we go, everything we do in estrogens. And so these, I'm going to actually read out some of them because I think it's important for us all to realise and remember where they are. So they're in water, they're pesticides, herbicides, insecticides, cleaning products, home and industrial. This is why there's a whole load, another topic of why we need to change everything we can change. Plastics in our food, beverages, storage containers, especially water bottles. Canned foods, dental sealers, receipts. When you pick up a receipt, be very careful because straight away you're getting those xenoestrogens straight into your bloodstream. Air and dust, air fresheners, laundry products, detergent, fabric softener, dryer sheets, home furnishings including furniture, carpets, window curtains, mattresses, foams, the bedding, hair dyes, nail polish removers, cosmetics, everyday, deodorant, sunscreen, medical devices, birth control pills, toys. Remember, I've got children and dummies that children are constantly from very young age putting into their mouths, building materials, photocopiers and printers, artificial food dyes. The list is massive. This is just to give you an idea of why they are in our everyday life, as we're surrounded by them. These are man-made chemicals. Oh, actually, I haven't done that one. I go too far. Oh, okay, I've got my slides different here. Anyway, we'll go back to this one. Okay, no, it's there. You're all right. So, man-made chemicals, and what they are doing is mimicking our own natural estrogen in the body. And they're actually confusing our system into believing that they are the correct estrogen. So our cells, the receptors on our cells, are actually taking this fake estrogen and answering and taking that message. And that's why our endocrine system gets mucked up. They are fake hormones, fake estrogen. And it's the same for men. You're getting all those toxic estrogens as well in your body, including other things that men may use that women don't. And they block the testosterone receptor sites and can wreak havoc. So for women, the roles and functions of estrogen and progesterone, they need to be in balance. But of course, with all these fake estrogens coming at the body, what happens is the progesterone is lowered because it's all out of balance. And so this is, a lot of why we're getting these issues that we we're going to talk about. Symptoms of low progesterone. Just look at those. Can you read that? Can you see that? There's so many, and irregular periods, estrogen dominance, fibroids, polycystic ovaries, endometriosis, insomnia, headache, irritability, anxiety, mood swings, infertility, miscarriages. We're not saying it's only caused by these, but these are a massive contributor. And then there's more on there. There's just so many, and I'm sure everyone in this room has at some point, or even now, experiencing these things. And maybe even this. At certain times in our lives, you can experience real extreme anger. Yes, at some point, when it's really out of control and estrogen is totally dominant. Fake estrogen. And of course, men. So the estrogens block the testosterone, and again are causing this problem. So what do we get? We get the male estrogen dominance. And so they can have man boobs, they can have increased weight around the stomach area, unexplained mood swings. And there's so many others. Just look at all these that they can get. Yeah, these photos are okay. You can take these because this is just about testosterone. So many that your husbands or your people around you could be experiencing because of estrogen dominance. Again, midlife crisis. We don't often talk about this for men, do we? So it's always about the women and the menopause, but men have midlife crisis, and a lot of it can be put towards this estrogen dominance. So, I want you to think about the phytoestrogens. Now be careful what you put photo here, okay, but we'll see. Just be careful. So, I'd like to change the name to fight the estrogen. Yeah? Phytoestrogen. Fight the old estrogens. Then you can remember what the product is for. To fight those fake estrogens. Because they block the bad estrogen, okay, to the body, in the breast and the uterus and everywhere else. They do not add any estrogen to the body. It's really important you understand that. Otherwise you will not know whether to say to somebody, you can take the phytoestrogens. What they do is bring the body into balance. It's very exciting. And Dr. Hill said, with phytoestrogens, we do not have to figure out if we are estrogen dominant or deficient. Phytoestrogens are adaptogenic to regulate the body. And if you know what an adaptogen is, adaptogens, you take adaptogens to react to things that are going on like stress and help the body adapt to stress. So the phytoestrogens are doing what they need to do either way. So what they do is dislodge and clear toxins and the xenoestrogens. So what happens is when you take enough of good phytoestrogens, the cell receptors won't accept any more once they are full. So as long as you have got lots of the good estrogens going in, then you're going to be fine. It's when you haven't, and then these fake estrogens come in and go, yeah, I can get in there. The key is to fill up with phytoestrogens. But don't go cold turkey. If you're on hormone replacement therapy, don't just suddenly go off of it. Okay? You mustn't do that. You wean down slowly. Yeah? One in the morning and one in the evening of the phytoestrogens. Again, this is really careful you don't go on social media with this. And take it in the morning and the evening, and take it with food. Don't forget the Paracalm blend. That's incredible. And remember that, to put it down here in the ankles. That's a lot of people don't realise that, but smell it and also put it there as well. It's where a good area. Now, when you're detoxing from the fake estrogens, there's often going to be release, and there's going to be maybe side effects, all different for different people. But please remember this, that you must tell people, remind people of this, otherwise they get these symptoms and they think, I'm allergic to the phytoestrogens, and that isn't the case mostly. Every now and again, there's always somebody that could be allergic to something, but mostly it's because they're releasing things out of their body that's been there for years. And it can come out in all kinds of ways: headaches, rashes, feeling a bit sick, stomach bloating. So as long as you warn them and tell them that it might take 2 months, but then the third month seems to me, and I've seen it so many times with supplements, the lifelong vitality as well, is the third month is the magic month. It seems to all change. So if you can tell them that in the first place, then that's what they are expecting. Yeah, and they're way more likely to have a good experience. If they are having too much, tell them to go down to one, and half a dose, 1 capsule a day, and then go back up again in a week's time or whatever. But that's when the magic happens. Now, this is another very controversial thing I want to share with you, but it's so exciting. How many of you think, so you can see this here, hands up those that think soya is bad for you? How many think it's good for you? How many of you don't know? Most of you don't know. Okay. Well, for years we've been told by the media that soya is really bad for us. And I have done a lot of research over quite a few years, and obviously for this presentation, massive. And I want you to do your own, and I'm going to give you some links to go off and look for yourself. But I have come to the conclusion with my research that soya is actually very good for us. Extremely good for us. And it's really not expensive. Yeah? In all kinds of forms, but we should have it as organic and not GMO. It's the GMO that's causing the issues. Soya has been used for many years in countries that have had thousands of years, and they don't hardly have any menopausal symptoms or any of the problems that we have. And you can see loads and loads of studies on this and loads of information. I absolutely love soya, and I love tofu. If you marinate it properly, it's delicious. And there's all kinds of things you can do. I find it really exciting. I went on a tofu course a few months ago and learned how to make it. So I want to read to you this. It's quite long, but it's really important. This Megan Maxwell, she's on the Diamonds See Her. She comes in from doTERRA and gives doTERRA's point of view. And I'd like to read to you what she has said. Despite the misinformation sometimes presented about the negative effects of soy, there have been thousands of scientific studies demonstrating the great variety of health benefits of soy. From supporting the health of breast tissue and helping it balance hormone levels in women, to supporting the health of the cardiovascular system. Soy has also been consumed in Asia for thousands of years, and epidemiological studies show that it is one of the main components of a healthy Asian diet. It has been estimated that a typical Asian diet contains approximately 50 to 100 milligrams of soy isoflavones per day. Each serving of doTERRA phytoestrogen complex is standardized to deliver 96 milligrams of soy isoflavones, which is within the range of what can be found in a healthy Asian diet. So it's isoflavones. It's an extract that's in here. There is no soy in here, no soya. So it's an extract, and it's very, very different. It's important to understand this and really know this when you're talking to people. Their isoflavones are amazing for the skin, as it becomes thinner and less elastic, resulting in the inevitable crowns, feet, laugh lines, and deep wrinkles. The reduced estrogen production that occurs with aging also plays a role, and the skin is packed with estrogen receptors, and in particular, the type of estrogen receptors that isoflavones activate. So if you want really good skin, take them. Now, this is the person that I want, those of you who want to know more about this, don't take my word for this about soy, yeah? Go away and do your own research. This man, Dr. Mark Messina, has done over 20 years research on it, and I think you should listen to what he has to say. And if you want to take a photo of this, go home and watch these videos. And I don't know, I'd love to hear what you thought after you listened. And then the one below is just literally studies and clinical trials that they have found are the results on that last one there. And I haven't got time to go into loads of detail on this, but that's for you to do your own homework. Not only is there the isoflavones in here, we've got the pomegranate husk extract, which is good for all these things. You can take a photo of that. And yeah, they know what they're doing, doTERRA, when they put these products together. They put the three things together here that will work synergistically together. Because the other one is the ligands, which is the extract from flaxseed. And just look at all the things that they're doing as well. So it's not only isoflavones, it's all three together. And if you take the bone nutrients with it, Dr. Hill teaches that the phytoestrogen on its own helps with the 4 to 5 hormones, whereas if you take it with the bone nutrient complex, it will help over 20. Oh, go back on. So, start with the lemon essential oil in your water, maybe do a little bit of cleansing, having good food as well, really good food is key to this too. It's never just taking phytoestrogens and thinking, well, I'm going to be fine, because you've got to get rid of as many xenoestrogens as you can as well. I should just put them all back in again. So then eventually you can go to half the dose, which is 1 capsule a day, and a lot of people find this is brilliant to keep everything in balance. You know, all those things I showed you at the beginning is to what the estrogen dominance can cause. We can sort with this. Now, just before I go on to the next one, anybody, hands up, can we be really fast with who's had an amazing experience with phytoestrogens? Really quickly, what?